And the first question, a user turns on the PC and cannot log in. What steps do you try?
The first thing I would do is I would ask them if they have cap locks on them. And if that doesn't solve the issue, I would ask them to enter the password again. And also, if that doesn't solve the issue, I would ask them to double check if they're entering the password in the password line or the username line.
Right.
If that doesn't work, I will ask them if their username is correct. And then if all fails, I will ask them to reset the password and walk through them how to reset the password. And also afterwards, I'll follow up with them to make sure that they were able to log in successfully. That way they can access their computer.
Right. So, the next question, a user cannot print. What do you ask them?
So first, I would ask them if it is a wired connection or a wireless connection. Afterwards, I'll ask them if it's a wired connection, I will ask them to double check if the printer is turned on. If it is turned on, I'll ask them to double check the wires to make sure that everything is plugged in correctly. Now, if it is a wireless connection, I would ask them to make sure to double check if the network connection is up and running. If it is not, I'll ask them to refresh the internet or refresh the network connection to make sure that everything is connected.
Right.
And then afterwards, I'll ask them to make sure that everything. Once we figure out what the solution is, I'll ask them to print just to make sure that they're able to print what they need to print.
Okay. And the third question, a user system does not power on. What do you check?
First thing I do, I check to make sure that I'll make sure to check that the computer is plugged into electricity.
Right.
Afterwards, I'll make sure to check if the wires are connected. And if that doesn't work, I'll make sure to double check if the monitor is connected because sometimes the PC may be turned on, but the monitor is turned off. If that doesn't work, if it is a laptop, I'll make sure to have them double check if the battery is charged or not. And then that way I can follow up with them to make sure that they're able to turn on the computer and be able to do whatever work that needs to be done.
Okay. So I see on your resume you do have call center experience as well as working with hardware like modems. So can you highlight that experience and discuss?
Yes. So right now I work for Comcast. I'm in the channel support department, which we provide phone support and computer support for multiple departments. I provide support for retention, billing, sales, direct sales, and also technical support, which is essentially troubleshooting our TV boxes, our modems. So essentially, what I do with the equipment is my job is to essentially figure out why a customer modem is not working, and there could be many reasons why it doesn't work. For example, there could be a network issue by itself, or maybe their username is incorrect, or the login information is incorrect. And also, it can also just be a hardware thing where the modem is just too old and they have to replace it. My job is essentially finding a solution. That way, the customer can have a great customer experience. That way, they have internet up and running.
Okay, that's a good answer. And the final question, how do you rate your customer service skills on a scale of 1 to 10 and why?
So I would rate myself a 10 just because I work really hard to make sure that the customer, whether it is an employee that I am supporting or a customer, I always make sure that they have a great customer experience. For example, with our employees, essentially they call me. Essentially, my job is they call me and I essentially have to solve the issue. Well, the reason how I solve the issue is I ask them, what the problem is, but I don't do the, I don't know, I essentially teach them how to solve the problem. That way, it's a great learning experience. And then I've had multiple colleagues, tell me that they enjoy working with me because they learn and you don't have to constantly call in for support. And then with the customers, when I essentially when they have an issue with their TV box or their modem, and I'm able to essentially fix it, they're very happy afterwards because they don't have to worry about why is my TV box working or why is my modem working, because I also provide solutions that they can do at home. For example, we have an app that they can use that they can restart any of their equipment, and usually that makes the customers very happy at the end.
Okay, yeah, so that was good. So that's it, and I will call you right back. Thank you.
Thank you.